Welcome to Reinventing Broadcast, where AI meets content. Hosted by Ben Anker. Let's dive in.
Welcome to Reinventing Broadcast, where AI meets content. Hosted by myself, Ben Anker. Let's dive in.
It's so good to be back. If you caught episode 1, you'll remember we explored Ben's journey. From traditional broadcast to AI-fueled content strategy, but that was just the beginning. In today's episode, we're getting practical. What does an actual AI-powered pipeline look like? What tools are being used? And how does someone take scattered digital assets and turn them into consistent, multi-platform content at scale? Ben, let's take it from the top. How did this all get rolling?
This journey really kicked off on the 13th of November, when I subscribed to ChatGPT Premium. That's when the ideation process truly began. We started using it for content calendars, caption writing, and researching how to monetize AI content across platforms like Instagram and, by extension, Facebook, TikTok, and eventually we added YouTube. It felt like a turning point. Up until then, I wanted to somehow revisit my old production and post-production origins, and I had ideas. But this made it executable.
That makes sense. I think a lot of creators get stuck in that idea phase, right? They know they want to do something, they can feel the shift happening in the industry, but they just need that one piece of tech or strategy to break through the inertia. Sounds like ChatGPT was that catalyst for you.
Absolutely, and especially as using it daily now, without the token ceiling limits imposed by the basic plan. And through November and December, we built on it. I enrolled in an AI-assisted content course covering everything from images to audio to short-form video workflows. Around this time, I also began working with a remote e-commerce and marketing consultant. We met twice a week and started mapping out the broader strategy, sometimes in person, especially during the whiteboarding at the start, but could also video call and screen share later on.
That kind of collaboration sounds like a real accelerator. What was the dynamic like? Did you divide tasks or brainstorm everything together?
She had a strong background in affiliate products and digital marketing, so she brought an eye for monetization and finding products that aligned with different content types. I focused more on the creative production and tooling side. Together, we'd track Google Trends, explore content niches, and build out what became our 3 faceless theme pages.
Which were finance and wealth, travel and lifestyle, and relationship bonds, right?
Yes, those were the 3 broad themes we chose, and we launched relationship bonds first. It felt the most evergreen and relatable. Once we saw some engagement, we scaled up the others quite soon.
And I imagine you were already thinking about which tools to test as you were building out those themes. Did you plan ahead with tooling, or just experiment as you went?
It was a bit of both, especially at the start. We both were keen to learn as we progressed. We kicked off with Ideogram to generate a single still image together to learn and create the first post. Starting simple, it was quick visual content that we could start populating our feeds, but very quickly we needed a more creative and flexible tool, or one with at least more features.
Enter Canva?
Exactly that. Canva became our go-to. We used it to arrange the ideogram images into carousels, add headlines, drop in royalty-free music from its big catalogue, and create consistent endboards. Canva's brand kit and templates also saved us loads of time.
That's what I love about Canva. It bridges design and automation in a way that's intuitive. But tell me, how did you take those carousels and get them live across platforms?
Initially, we posted through Meta Business Suite, especially as Facebook and Instagram were the first platforms. But Canva's own scheduling function soon took over. It allowed us to post directly to most platforms, especially when we added on TikTok and YouTube. At first, each post took about 2 hours to build and schedule. We got that down to about an hour with repetition and knowing the tool.
And all the while, you're collecting data, seeing what works, adjusting in real time.
That was very interesting to see the metrics. The early feedback loop helped us refine both visual style and tone of voice. From there, we transitioned into video, which is where things got interesting.
Let's dig into that. Which tools were you testing for video generation?
We explored several: Runway, Luma, Pika, Kling, and Krea. Each had its pros and cons. Runway was robust, but initially limited to landscape format. Pika was creative, but only produced 5-second clips. Kling and Krea, which I believe are China-based models, had some great outputs, but often we'd get strange glitches.
Let me guess. The infamous six-fingered hand syndrome?
I think that is a famous glitch, as well as extra arms. We also saw warped eyes, strange jawlines, videos where characters melted mid-frame. Some outputs were just too bad to use, or we could save some by trimming them down. We had to build an internal system for vetting clips. So using our own little QA process, then basically anything visually off was dropped.
And that must have shaped how you approach prompting too, right? Learning what worked with AI models and what didn't.
Definitely made a difference in streamlining. Prompt engineering became its own mini-discipline. We learned that adding context like natural lighting, clear facial detail, or hands not visible would often reduce the risk of odd results. We became more precise, because every failed render cost time and credits. As at first, I was hitting the subscribe button on every tool I came across, but learnt that if a tool isn't serving its purpose, then best to cancel the billing. I even tried to do some token maths, as I needed to gauge which tool provided best value. This included, for example, if you can roll over unused credits.
So then the video clips, the good ones, would get imported into CapCut?
Correct, and it was a video editor, so hark back to my roots. CapCut let us compile scenes, overlay captions, add music, drop in our Canva-designed endboards and polish everything up. CapCut's music library was great, all royalty-free and diverse. We'd export a master file and either schedule it through MetaTools or via Canva again.
It's a slick system, but then you found a way to speed it up further, right?
Well, yes, as I was discovering even more shiny new objects, we found and introduced Syllaby and Veed into the mix. These tools created short-form, faceless video clips using AI, and the production time dropped dramatically. Instead of like 90 minutes per video, we were producing a clip in under 15 minutes. It was great to use a basic short script where you could use AI and a small amount of tokens for it to expand and polish it, make it even more relevant. They even had estimates of spoken word length, like 33 seconds, which was great to reduce production time. In fact, we saw instant results in audience engagement by using these tools instead of hand cranking everything. The best feature on Syllaby was that you could schedule your posts by uploading clips. So for the Veed clip output, I'd switch to Syllaby, enter the post text, metadata, and upload the Veed clip and either post there and then, or use the scheduler to post it out later that week.
That's a massive time saving, and I imagine it allowed you to focus on your weekly rhythm even more.
That was the aim of the game. By Friday, we'd generate a new 7-day content calendar with ChatGPT. Then Monday through Wednesday was all about building, either using Syllaby, Veed, or CapCut. Thursday was scheduling. I even saw ChatGPT develop, so you can save projects. So then I could just find my old chats I used to create the calendars and simply add, make a new 7-day calendar starting Monday that has fresh content in. And hey presto, it even gave you downloadable CSVs as part of the prompt.
And you weren't just working in a vacuum. You were running weekly strategy sprints too, right?
Yes, it seemed to get in a groove. Thursday was also our review day. We'd check performance, look at Google Trends, analyse using vidIQ, sometimes use tools like Viral Finder to understand what was trending. We also experimented with Sonar for AI-generated music, just to give our content a bit of edge.
And all this testing must have given you a real sense of what performs where, what resonates on Instagram versus TikTok or YouTube.
Well, each platform gave different engagement metrics but using the same clips. We noticed Instagram liked more emotional storytelling and smooth visuals. TikTok responded to fast-paced clips with immediate hooks. YouTube, even shorts, demanded better structure and flow.
So what's the biggest takeaway from this whole experience?
That AI can't replace creativity, but it can amplify and accelerate it. The tools are powerful, but the insight still comes from humans, knowing your audience, refining your message, and staying consistent. Once we found that rhythm, we became unstoppable.
And that rhythm is everything. Systems beat inspiration when it comes to longevity.
Absolutely, as we was learning as we go. But then the timing of what works best on which day happened naturally. This content pipeline now mirrors the workflows I used to build in broadcast, only this time I'm using AI to do what a whole team used to manage.
If someone's listening and wants to build their own version of this, where should they start?
Pick one theme to begin with. Create a simple post and build up from there. I'd use just one AI tool for each modality. Once you have created a few, then schedule the post times. Reflect on how it went by comparing platform engagement metrics. Then scale up from there. In hindsight, we wouldn't have used certain tools with their limitations, or what seemed as throwing away token usage. It's about iteration, not perfection.
Perfectly said. And where can listeners stay connected with you and this evolving journey?
Well, there's LinkedIn and also my website. You'll find general resources, content updates, and I'm launching a blog to log the journey too.
Amazing. Thanks, Ben. And thanks to everyone tuning in. This has been Reinventing Broadcast. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and join us next time.
Thanks again, and stay curious. We're just getting started.
Thanks for listening to Reinventing Broadcast. Subscribe for more on AI content and the future of media. And visit ancast.tv for more info on Ben himself, the resources, other content, and news.